Right, so today's video is one that I've been waiting to do for a very long time. I just haven't had the actual time to do it, and it's regarding work experience. Now, work experience is a big part of your medical school application, so I thought I might as well make a quick video explaining how you can get the work experience, what the benefits of some of the types of work experience, and how you can basically talk about the work experience in your actual person statement. So to start off with, number one, I need to talk about hospital work experience. Now, this is probably the best type of work experience that you can organise. With hospital work experience, you can either do work experience or you can do voluntary work. Now, I did work experience and I did voluntary work, but I spoke about me voluntary work much more than I spoke about me work experience in my actual person statement. The way you can organise hospital work experience is by contacting the HR department in the actual hospital. They sort out all the voluntary work, all giving out the jobs to people, giving out paid jobs to people, CRB checks and all of that. So if you ring up the HR department, or even go in and visit the HR department and ask them, look, I want to volunteer, or I want to get a bit of work experience because I'm an aspiring medical student, then they'll sort that out for you. For me, I rang up the HR department and I went in, picked up the forms. There's a few forms that you have to fill out, giving you details and stuff like that, because obviously you're working in a hospital with vulnerable people. Another way to organise hospital work experience is by ringing up all the doctors in your local hospital. Now, if you have a look on your local hospital website, you'll see like all the list of the different doctors and the different departments that they've got. They'll put up the phone numbers for all the secretaries of those surgeons or of those doctors. So what I did was I rang up a lot of the secretaries or emailed them, because you can see all the emails on the website as well. So if you get a list of all the emails and then make one email and send it out to all of them instead of sending out letters, because the truth is it's 2017 and no one replies to letters anymore. Now, the second thing that I need to talk about is GP work experience. Now, this was quite hard to get as well, because not all GPs offer work experience. So I remember when I was first applying for work experience, I sent out like 30 different letters to different GPs. I had to print all of them letters off, I had to write them up, change the name on all of them. The first 10 that I'd done, I forgot to give my address and my contact details. And I was waiting for a reply, but I never got a reply, which is a shame. Then the next 20 letters that I sent out, obviously I remember to put my contact details on, I put my email address on as well, and my home address, and I got one reply, and that one reply was a no, sorry, we're not taking on any students for work experience, but good luck. So the best thing to do is call up all the GPs, try and speak to the admin staff and ask them, look, I'm an aspiring medical student, please can I shadow one of your doctors for like even a day or two. Another way of getting GP appointments is if you or a member of your family have got a GP appointment, then one of you could speak to the actual doctor who's doing the appointment and be like, oh look, my son's applying to medicine, or excuse me, I'm applying to medicine and I was just wondering if I could shadow you for a day. Now the chances are you'll probably get it because you've built a rapport already with that doctor or that nurse, and they're more willing to help you. The third thing is work experience abroad. Now, this is becoming more and more popular as the years go on, and I've seen a lot more companies offering it now. Now, the benefits of working or doing your work experience abroad is that you can start comparing healthcare systems in a third world country or in a different country in general to the UK healthcare system. Talk about how you appreciate the NHS more after doing your work experience abroad and stuff like that, and it will help in your person statement. Another thing which you could talk about in your person statement from doing your work experience abroad is that after speaking to medical students and after being on wards, after being in a hospital environment, it's cemented my choice of wanting to do medicine. So it's because of the exposure you've got, you've decided that you 100% want to do medicine and you want to carry on with your journey towards medicine, basically. Now, in terms of choosing a company, there's a lot of companies around that I've seen, and the thing is, I had a quick look into it, and there's one company that I found which kind of stands out in terms of the rest, and it's a company called Medical Projects. Now, the reason I say them instead of the others is because I've noticed they focus a lot more on the actual student. So for example, in terms of little things like when you're out there, obviously you get your work experience and you get your accommodation sorted in that. They also offer practice interviews. So what they do is they take a group of medical students along with them on their trips to Kilimanjaro or to India or to Romania, wherever they go. And what they do is the medical students are there and they offer mock interviews, and you get MMI mock interviews, you've got panel interview, and then they give you positive and negative feedback after your interview. For me, I remember when I was applying and when I was doing the application process, getting feedback on my mock interviews was one of the biggest helps in terms of interviews. It was a confidence booster, it helped me improve myself as a person. So I remember I used to fidget a lot when I was in the interview, so I was just like rubbing my legs and stuff like this, and I never used to notice it, but when someone points it out to you, and like a medical student as well, or like an admissions tutor points it out to you, then you think, oh, you know what, I need to stop doing that, I need to improve, and it helps a lot basically. With medical projects, they take medical students along with them, they offer you, you know, like interview practice and clinical skills, and they teach you like how to take blood pressure and all of this. Now if you want to check the company out, I'll put a link in the description below, and you can check their website out, decide if it's for you or not, and then book through that or whatever. The fourth thing that I need to mention is basically, if you're not getting any work experience sorted out, if you can't get a hold of a hospital, basically if you're living in a village on the outskirts of England where you've got no hospital, no GP, well, that's quite unlikely, but then maybe you might have a care home if you're lucky. Get some voluntary work sorted out in a care home. And the thing is, don't panic because you haven't got any hospital work experience or any GP work experience, because I've spoken to admissions tutors and they've told us that the thing is, they understand that not everyone can get hospital or clinical work experience. So if you can get voluntary work sorted out in a care home, which shows, you know, it's a caring environment, and it also shows commitment. So if you can do that for like a few months, then not only does it show commitment because you've been doing it for a while, it also shows experience in a caring environment. They do also look at that quite highly. When organising care home voluntary work, I remember the best thing to do for me was to ring up directly and speak to them and be like, look, excuse me, I'm applying to medicine and I need to get some voluntary work sorted out, and I was just wondering if I could volunteer in your care home. The chances are they'll probably say yes, but they'll want you to come in for an informal interview. Now for the informal interview, don't panic because it's not like a job interview. It's basically them just wanting to find out about a bit more about you and whether or not you're professional or unprofessional. Because if you're walking into the interview with like a snapback and a big gold chain and Air Max 95s, and obviously they might not be able to trust you around vulnerable patients. There's nothing wrong with Air Max 95s, by the way, I like them as well. The best thing to do is just dress a bit formally, go into the informal interview, and they just want to ask you a few questions, and then they basically talk about how long you want to volunteer for, and what days are best suited for you. And I remember when I went in, they were like, oh, do you want to start today or do you want to start tomorrow? And I was just like, yeah, if I can, that would be perfect. Don't stress too much about that, and it's very easy to sort out. Don't send emails, don't send letters, just ring up directly. They always pick up their phone, and just ask them on the spot. So basically, that's all my work experience tips for today. If I think of anything else, I'll probably make another video, but make sure you like, comment and subscribe. But most importantly, make sure you click on the notifications, because every time I upload a video, if you're applying to medicine as well, I'll be uploading more medicine related videos and stuff like that, and you'll get a notification every time I upload. Thanks for watching and bye for now.